Cheating. Don't be a cheater. A little bit of smug knowledge coming your way. People who cheat don't respect their relationships. If you cheat on somebody, that probably means you never really fully loved them. You may say you love them, but you probably don't actually love them. You're probably more infatuated with them or love the idea of being with them, but you're probably not in love. You can love somebody, but not be in love with them. Like your mom. You can love your mom, but not be in love with her. If you are, that's weird. One of the main problems today with cheaters is it seems that people aren't committed to others anymore. People don't take relationships seriously today like they used to in the old days. Even 50 years ago, people used to work out their problems. If they were married, they would stay married. They wouldn't get divorced. They would be pretty much forced to work it out with their spouse. And people actually seemed like they loved each other then. But today, everyone's going hump crazy and cheating on everybody left and right. You're not really committed, and you don't really love the person if you cheat on them. Yes, I understand people make mistakes. Things happen. At least let your spouse know that you're not wanting to be with them anymore. Let them know what you're going to do before you do it. Break up with them first. Don't message them. Don't text them. Don't write them. Don't call them. Don't break up with a phone call. Don't get a friend to break up for you. At least have the decency to break up with them in person. At least have the decency to break up in person, face to face. You owe them that much. Especially if you say you were in love with them or you're supposed to be in a committed relationship. How committed are you if you're going to sleep around on them? It's just uncool. One of the worst things people could do in a relationship is take a break. I've heard so many people say that they're taking a break, and that only leads to them being with somebody else. That never works out. Don't take a break. Ladies, if you say to your man that you feel like you need to take a break, you just gave him an invitation to cheat. Or you're going to do it yourself. And you know what happens most of the time? You get back together. And then what happens after that? Your relationship still fails in the end. You waste more time with that person, even though you know that it wasn't going nowhere. Maybe you felt like you had to stay with them. There are many who feel like they have to stay with the person that they've been with just because they may have had some history together or may have been together for a long period of time. They may have started out in high school being high school sweethearts. They may feel like they must stay together. If you feel like you must stay together because you have a child or other children, that's not good for the children. It's not good for you. Chances are your relationship's probably still going to fail. Only you're going to fail in front of your children, and they're going to pass that on, and they're probably going to end up growing up and doing the same in their relationships. They won't know how to have a healthy relationship at all. Don't stay together for the kids. It never works out. It seems like it's just an excuse if you say that you want to stay together for the children. You just want to stay together because maybe it's convenient for you. Maybe you're comfortable with the way things were. Maybe you don't know how to be alone. In that case, you can watch my other videos where I talk about loneliness and being alone and how it's okay. Maybe you feel like you can never start over without them in your life. Maybe you don't know where to start, or maybe you're worried that you don't want to have to learn all the things you've already learned before. You don't want to have to start dating again and go through the whole dating stage. You don't want to have to learn all new things again. You don't want to have to learn that person's likes and dislikes and go through the hardships of getting to know somebody, the ups and downs. Maybe you're worn out from your last relationship. And if you are, chances are that you were in that relationship for way too long. And maybe it's a good thing you got out. You probably can do better on your own. You'll find somebody. Somebody will come along. There's always somebody. There's billions of people in the world. I'm sure somebody will come along. Maybe some people cheat because there may be some things lacking in their relationship. There could be a lack of communication. There could be a lack of attention. They may feel ignored or like you don't bother with them as much anymore. And when your relationship's lacking those things, chances are you or your spouse is going to start looking for it somewhere else. Don't expect the next person to know you. Take the time to get to know them. Don't expect them to know you like your last partner did. And don't expect them to be like your last partner was. Just because your last partner cheated doesn't mean that the next person's going to. And that's what a lot of people don't understand. Cheating on somebody can seriously affect their mental state. You can make them never want to be in a relationship again. You can make it harder for the next person to be in a relationship. Maybe they'll have trust issues after that. Or maybe they just won't be over the last person. Some people never get over their loved ones that's cheated. It's harder to get over a loved one that's cheated on you when you don't know what went wrong in your relationship. A lot of the problems people have in accepting that their relationship's done is the fact that they don't know what went wrong in the first place. Maybe it's a lack of closure. A spouse just cheats, and you may think everything was fine. Maybe this came out of the blue. And then you don't know what happened. You wonder what you did. Then you break up and you're left wondering, what did you do wrong? Maybe you could have done something better. Maybe you could have done something less. You tend to want to blame yourself when you should blame the person that cheated. What I'm going to call as emotional cheating would be all the lies and secrets that a cheater holds before it's revealed that they're actually cheating. It could be hiding texts, hiding messages, deleting texts, secret phone calls. Maybe they're staying out later. Maybe they're going places they never used to go and not telling you the whole story. That's emotional cheating to me. If you're not a cheater and you feel like you have to hide your messages from your spouse and delete text and delete messages and hide phone calls, chances are you're in the early stages of cheating. And then you'll become a cheater. When you cheat, you make it harder for the next person that comes along. So really, you shouldn't cheat. You should have enough decency to break up with the person first. Let them know. And I'm not talking text them 5 minutes before you're about to get busy. Let them know ahead of time. Sit them down. Have some decency. Sit them down and talk to them and tell them that you'd like to break up. Be real with them. Don't say you want to take a break. Maybe taking a break works for some people. But when you take a break, where does that lead? People that take a break just want to try something new with somebody else temporarily. And they tell you they want to take a break with you because they want something to fall back on later when their new relationship doesn't work out. So if you cheat, you probably don't respect yourself or your relationship. And if you've been cheated on, don't keep allowing them to come back. Get rid of them the first time. The first time they cheat, tell them to hit the road, Jack. Tell them to leave. Because chances are they're going to do it again. How many women out there have heard, "Oh, I'm sorry, baby. It was an accident. I'll never do it again. It was a one-time thing." Or, "I love you. Please take me back. We're going to be a family. We're supposed to be together. I love you. She didn't mean anything." Oh, okay. But if you meant something to him, he would have broke up with you first. Think about it. Don't be so desperate to be with somebody. Don't just settle for somebody that doesn't love you and respect you. Once a cheater, always a cheater. And I'm not saying that means if you make a mistake that you're going to cheat again. There are maybe some people out there that honestly do make a mistake and never cheat again. But once you get that title, once your spouse learns that you cheated, it will always be in the back of their mind that you cheated on them. And they will suspect everything you do from then on. And your relationship could fail just off that alone. Off the lack of trust. When you cheat on somebody, your trust is gone for them. There's a lot of women out there who will take back a man just because she's scared to be alone. You don't need to take him back. Don't be a desperate nympho. You can do better on your own. You don't need a man to complete you. Especially a cheater. Find a good man that's not going to cheat on you. And just one more thing. If he's pushy and he wants to take things to the next level when you're just starting out your relationship and he doesn't want to wait, then most likely he's probably going to be a cheater. Because he's probably only in it for those 3 minutes. I also just wanted to say as a side note how stupid it is when you are cheated on that you don't get mad at your spouse, that you get mad at the other person that they were with. Why are you more mad at the other person? Your spouse is the one that's with you. They're the one that should have let you know that your relationship's done. At least get permission. This was a little bit of smug knowledge. Hopefully you learned something. Love the person you're with. And if you can't love them, let them know and let them go. Speaking of which, I gotta go. Peace.